Theseus, a Greek hero. The well-renowned hero in Attic legend was born to parents Aegeus, the Athenian king, and Aethra, daughter of Pythias. At the start, Aegeus had no sons, which was unorthodox for a male in power, because having a son to heir the throne would mean that a king's legacy would be carried on for generations to come. As a result, Aegeus set out to seek the wisdom of the Oracle of Delphi, and was told that he was going to have a son the next time he had sex. Aegeus stopped in Troezen on his way home, and conceived a son with a daughter of Pythias, Aethra. This particular event speaks to the dominance of male influence and power over women in ancient Greek society. In this case, Pythias ordered his own daughter, Aethra, to sleep with Aegeus, merely so that he could fulfill the oracle's statement. This resulted in Aethra becoming pregnant, and ultimately giving birth to Theseus. Theseus's destiny. In anticipation of the birth of a son, Aegeus placed a sword and a pair of sandals beneath a rock, which Theseus would lift when he was old enough. This is essentially a coming-of-age moment for Theseus. By being strong enough to lift the rock and inherit his father's very own weapon and sandals, he transitions into his adulthood. This is a very interesting part of the story, considering that most cultures or religions have coming-of-age events for both males and females, of which most likely were influenced from how Theseus came of age. Additionally, by wearing the sandals of his father, it is as if he literally walked in his father's footsteps to become the rightful heir of the throne of Athens. The labors of Theseus. Instead of taking a direct route across the sea to Athens, Theseus took it upon himself to travel via land along a notoriously dangerous and treacherous road lined with robbers and thieves. This is arguably a critical part of Theseus' development as a man and hero, because he must endure certain trials in order to prove himself. During each trial, Theseus displays different characteristics of a hero figure. These trials are referred to as the labors of Theseus. Labor 1. Periphetes. Periphetes was also referred to as the club bearer, was limp in one leg, and in some variations of the story had a single eye, such as the Cyclops. He was notorious for roaming the road to rob travelers and beat them with his club. Upon encountering him, Theseus tricked Periphetes into giving him his club to verify if it was really made of bronze. Then immediately, Theseus took advantage of the opportunity to hit Periphetes and kill him. This demonstrates Theseus' wit and nimble thinking. Labor 2. Sinis. Sinis would kill his victims by tying them to 2 pine trees and release them so that the victim was torn apart. In this labor, Theseus gave Sinis a taste of his own medicine and killed him how he killed his victims. Following this, Theseus offered Perigune, Sinis' daughter, safe haven, and had his first child with her, Melanippus. Theseus' willingness to save Perigune shows his kindness as a hero. Labor 3. Cromyonian Sow. Cromyon was a location tormented by a wild pig referred to as the Cromyonian Sow, which belonged to a witch. Upon Theseus' arrival, he swiftly killed the wild pig and left victorious. Despite facing a terrifying creature, Theseus showed courage and bravery and was steadfast in facing the pig. Labor 4. Siren. Siren, in some stories, the son of Poseidon, would kill travelers by luring them to wash their feet along the Saronic coast, but then push them over the nearby cliff. Again, Theseus gave Siren a taste of his own medicine and gave him the same death as his victims. Here, Theseus demonstrates his wit. Labor 5. Cercyon. Cercyon, king of Eleusis, always challenged passing travelers to a wrestling match with the promise that the winner would inherit his kingdom. However, all those who challenged him were killed. Theseus demonstrated his brute strength by defeating Cercyon and overtaking his kingdom. Labor 6. Procrustes. Procrustes, son of Poseidon, was a blacksmith that lured travelers into helping him procure metallurgy, but ended up killing them. Theseus ultimately beheaded Procrustes with his own axe. In this labor, Theseus demonstrates his persistence and steadfastness. The reunion. Theseus arrives to Athens and attempts to reunite himself with his father. He was threatened by a poisoned cup offered to him by Aegeus' wife, Medea, because of her jealousy. However, Aegeus saves his son by knocking the cup from his hand, and Theseus is effectively made the Prince of Athens from that point on until the day he becomes king.